From the WYLN studios in Hazleton and all over northeastern Pennsylvania, this is WYLN News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Paula Dagnan. A woman from Drums is charged with trying to hire someone to kill her ex-husband and his current wife. Police say that 62-year-old Agnes Marsicano of South Old Turnpike Road contacted a woman and asked her to kill her husband and his wife. It turned out that officers had set up an undercover sting with an officer posing as a person that was willing to do the job. They contacted Marsicano and set up a meeting. Marsicano said she was willing to sign over her home along with 2 rings valued at $2,000 and $100 in cash to have them both killed. She told the undercover officer to kill her ex-husband's wife first, saying that will do the most damage to him. Marsicano then said, I want her gone. I want her gone as soon as possible. She is now charged with 1 count of criminal solicitation to commit homicide. Judge Joe Zola sent her to the Luzerne County Prison without bail due to the seriousness of the charges. A shooting in Wilkes-Barre is under investigation. Police were called to the 500 block of South Franklin Street around 11 o'clock last night. Investigators say when they arrived, they found a man with a gunshot wound to the head and neck area. The victim was identified as 28-year-old Curden Lee Garcia. He was taken to the hospital for treatment and later died from the injuries. 2 people are believed to be involved in that shooting, but so far, no other information was made available. Police have not said anything about a motive. We're learning more about a scam going on in the city of Hazleton. Police are reporting that over the last few days, individuals have posed as water company officials. Police say that the officials are not employees of the Water Authority and should not be let into your home. If anyone attempts to come in your home claiming to be a water company or any utility or business that you did not expect without proper identification and a marked vehicle, you should contact 911 immediately. It all began Thursday afternoon. Reports of a bank robbery at the Midway Shopping Center in Wyoming in Luzerne County. It ended with the suspect fatally shot by police in Old Forge in Lackawanna County. State police identified the man as 40-year-old John Souter of Old Forge. Law enforcement spotted the suspect vehicle following it some 8 miles until it stopped in the 900 block of South Main Street. The man got out of the vehicle and had a gun. The investigation is continuing, and state police ask anyone who may have been in that area, especially if you have cell phone video, you're asked to contact state police at Dunmore. A candlelight vigil was held last night in Wilkes-Barre. It took place outside the Lincoln Plaza high-rise along South Wilkes-Barre Boulevard. The fire earlier this week there claimed the lives of 2 women, 62-year-old Luann Gilroy and 55-year-old Gloria Nieves. Family members of Luann Gilroy have set up a GoFundMe page to help with her funeral expenses. Officials say they may never know what caused that fire because of the amount of damage done. All are back in the high-rise except for those who live on the 5th floor. That's where the fire started. The holiday season, supposed to be a time of joy and giving. Unfortunately, it's also an opportune time for thieves to do some taking. Hazleton Police Chief Jerry Speziale is alerting residents to watch out for mail theft. Recently, a check issued by city officials was fished out of a public mailbox and cashed. Police also received several other reports of checks being placed in mailboxes and not reaching the proper addressee. According to the chief, the mail thefts are also taking place in New York and New Jersey. Thieves are determined. They use glue, mouse traps, strings, and weights to fish the mail from the boxes. The best way to send mail? Personally give it to your mail carrier or drop it off inside the post office. It's also important to check your personal mailbox every day. Hazleton Police and U.S. Postal Inspectors are currently investigating those recent incidents. If caught, the criminals could face up to 5 years in prison because it is a federal offense to tamper with the mail. A Mahanoy area teen is headed to Schuylkill County Court after waiving his preliminary hearing on making terroristic threats. 18-year-old Mahanoy area senior Joe Flame allegedly wrote a bomb threat on the boys' bathroom wall at the high school back in October. The school was evacuated. The premises searched by police for any explosive devices, but none were found. Video surveillance showed Flame entering the bathroom stall on that day. Though he initially denied any wrongdoing, he later confessed to writing the threat. He's being charged with threat to use weapons of mass destruction and terroristic threats, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct. He remains free on $25,000 unsecured bail. After years of mounting tensions between the Wilkes-Barre Police Union and the police chief, an assessment is finally underway. The Pennsylvania Chiefs of Police Association began interviewing city employees on Wednesday. 10 city police officers are scheduled to be interviewed in regard to working conditions, training, job satisfaction, and trust in peers and supervisors. All of the interviews will remain confidential. Some officials with Mayor Tony George's administration, along with the DA's office and Luzerne County judges, could also be interviewed. The assessment was unanimously voted on by Wilkes-Barre City Council November 9th at a cost of $26,212. Get ready. Temperatures dipping down below freezing, and now's the time to think about protecting pipes that may freeze. Experts say it's better to plan now than have to deal with the inconvenience and expense you may have to deal with if your pipes burst. A few tips. Make sure all pipes connected to sprinklers, irrigation system, or outdoors are turned off. If your pipes run through cabinets, leave those doors open. That will allow warm air to circulate, and also leave a small trickle of water run overnight. That's to keep the water moving. If your pipes do freeze, you should shut off your water immediately and do not use an open flame to try and thaw the pipes. Coming up on WYLN News, cleaner water plus quality health care for seniors. But first, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. And it is going to get chilly. Partly cloudy overnight with a low of 23. Tomorrow, get ready. There could be some snow with a high of 32. Then for Sunday, partly cloudy, the high 34. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Look, I may be out of line here, but I have to get something off my chest. The little guys in the shop are taking all the credit for this year's #1 request.
Service Electric's high-speed internet.
Sure, it's great. I mean, it flies, and I should know. But the little guys don't even make it.
Service Electric does.
There. Someone finally had the antlers big enough to say it. They can't tell it's me, right? Uh-oh.
Get Service Electric high-speed internet free for 2 months, including free installation. Call today or visit secb.com/holiday.
Chur's Auto Sales has been serving the area with quality vehicles since 1954. Chur's Auto Sales is known as your friendly dealer and now in their 4th generation and voted the best used car dealer by the readers of Standard Speaker Choice Awards. John Chur would like to thank everyone that voted for his business. When you need a quality pre-owned vehicle, choose from a large selection at Chur's 570-454-7229.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
The city of Wilkes-Barre must decide if it wants to privatize garbage and recyclable collections. The city is currently seeking proposals for trash haulers, which was recommended from its financial advisor. The 2018 budget appropriated $4 million to garbage collection. An estimated $1.8 million will go towards salaries and $1.1 for benefits for Department of Public Works employees. Waste Management is deciding whether to offer a proposal for a 3-year contract with the city. The city could reduce costs associated with benefits, personnel, and equipment maintenance by privatization. Proposals from trash and recyclable haulers are due to the city by 10 a.m. December 18th. Announcements from Governor Tom Wolf's office yesterday of money to 106 projects statewide to clean up local waterways. Some of those projects are in our area. They include the Carbon County Conservation District, Luzerne County for Toby Creek in Dallas Township, Harvey's Lake Borough, and the Luzerne County Conservation District for various projects. Governor Tom Wolf and members of his cabinet were in Pittsburgh talking about a new health program for seniors. They announced Community Health Choices. It's a program to improve services for hundreds of thousands of Pennsylvanians. It will launch in 14 southwest Pennsylvania counties coming up in January.
Choices for our senior citizens and for people with disabilities who need to make a choice. So whether they want to stay in their homes, in their communities, or they want to do what too often we say is the only thing that you have you can choose, and that is to go into an institution, sometimes somewhere far away from your families.
Community Health Choices will help seniors age at home and receive quality health care services there and in their communities. The new mandatory managed care program will serve people age 21 and older who are enrolled in both Medicare and Medicaid or with physical disabilities. It will allow them to get access to high quality care in their communities and in some cases even in their homes.
We've laid out 5 goals for CHC. Provide long-term services and supports in the community, coordinate services between Medicare and Medicaid, and physical health, behavioral health, and long-term services and supports. Provide quality care for all recipients. Increase efficiency and effectiveness in service delivery, and focus on Medicaid long-term care program innovation, especially in the areas of employment, housing, technology, and expanding and improving the direct care workforce.
Of Community Health Choices is providing Pennsylvania with the platform needed to better coordinate care for our Medicare and our Medicaid beneficiaries, to reduce silos, and to truly integrate health and long-term services and support systems so that those to be served in this new managed care environment will experience what we all desire, better outcomes, and that they can successfully age in place with the dignity and the respect that they deserve.
Once it is fully implemented, CHC will give Pennsylvanians access to high-quality care to meet their needs right in their home communities, with the added bonus of potential cost savings over care provided in nursing facilities. CHC will complete its statewide rollout by bringing the program to southeastern Pennsylvania in 2019 and throughout the remainder of the state in 2020. The House Judiciary Committee approved a bill banning the sale of extra-strength cough medicine to children. State Representative Tara Toohill sponsored that legislation that prohibits the sale of the cough medicines containing DMX to minors.
We have many children and teenagers that have been abusing cough syrup in order to hallucinate or get high. And so this bill basically takes the DM, which is dextromethorphan, that's in some of the Robitussin, some of those types of cough syrups, cough pills, suppressants, and we're trying to ban that so that you will not be able to purchase that if you're under the age of 18. You'll have to show an ID when you're at the pharmacy or at a store, and you will not be able to purchase it.
House Bill 1951 would also require merchants to check the IDs of anyone who appears to be under the age of 15. It would also require that anyone who sells the product to a minor pay a fine of $250 to $500. The bill will now be considered by the House. Coming up on Butler Township's News Choice, the benefits of a 3D mammogram in Community and You. Plus, it's getting closer to Christmas and it's all Santa all weekend. But first, let's take a look at today's winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played, and stay with us.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
At All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we treat our customers like family.
Because to us, nothing is more important than family.
So come on in and let our family get your family into a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram.
Need a work truck or have an active family lifestyle? All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. It's the Big Finish event.
All American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua.
Let's play keys.
Tickets are now on sale for the annual Sounds of the Season concert at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, Fabergé Follies, Fabergé School of Dance. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sounds of the Season is brought to you by these businesses.
To Community and You. My name is Maria Cinti and I'm here with Mary Jo Plebin, an outpatient radiology supervisor at the Health and Wellness Center at Hazleton. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great. We're here to talk about these brand new 3D mammograms. I know right now the hospital has 2D mammograms, but tell us, what are these 3D mammograms?
Well, 3D or digital breast tomosynthesis is the advanced technology that a radiologist uses to view the breast layer by layer. We have the Hologic Genius 9000 3D mammography unit here at the Health and Wellness Center, and it's the only one that's approved by the FDA as superior for imaging dense breasts, which is extremely important. So what it does is it takes multiple images of the breast at an angle. The tube actually angles as it's taking the images, takes those images, reformulates them into 1 millimeter slices so that the doctor can see through the entire breast 1 millimeter slice at a time and gets extremely good detail of the breast.
So basically you're telling me these new 3D mammograms are much more detailed than the 2D mammograms that you currently have here right now?
Yes, definitely much more detail that we're able to see.
And tell me, you just told us about the machine, but who are the candidates for this particular 3D mammogram?
Any woman, regardless of breast density or family history, is a candidate for a mammogram.
Okay, and tell me, how long does the study take?
Study takes approximately the same amount of time as a regular mammogram does, no longer.
Okay, great. And tell me, the radiation exposure, is it really bad? Is it more or less than the 2D mammograms?
Well, the radiation exposure depends on the size of the patient's breast and the density of the breast, but it's still well below government safety standards. So it's really good low exposure.
So basically, it's safe for people to use. People shouldn't be worried coming out here for their mammogram.
No, not at all. It's very, very safe.
Great, and tell me, a lot of people I'm sure are wondering, they probably see this machine and they think, oh, well, this is great, but do I have the money to pay for it? Do you know if insurance covers the cost of the 3D mammograms?
There are many insurance companies that we've found will pay for the screening 3D mammograms. We're working now to find out as much information as we can about insurance coverages, but what we will recommend is to have patients call their insurance company, ask about their plan, if their plan will cover the 3D mammogram.
All right, and I'm not sure if you mentioned this earlier, but it's a really important idea to emphasize. How do people go about getting their 3D mammogram?
They would visit their doctor for their normal checkup, ask for a script. The script does not have to say 3D. All it has to say is screening mammogram, and we're good to go.
So it's basically the same process as the 2D mammogram?
Yes, exactly the same.
Perfect. And tell me, I'm sure there are many benefits. You've already mentioned some in the beginning, but tell us some of the main benefits of 3D mammogram.
The benefits of the 3D are earlier detection of breast cancers because we're seeing the breast again, layer by layer, slice by slice. It can possibly bring fewer callbacks. Patients wouldn't have to come back necessarily for additional imaging as much because of the fact, again, we're seeing all those slices, so we're able to see an area that is normal breast tissue as opposed to suspicious breast tissue. And the third is the radiologist can see a suspicious abnormality, so they're able to better locate the size, the shape, and the location of it. And we can also then do possibly less breast biopsies by having the 3D mammogram, less biopsies because we're seeing, oh, that's normal breast tissue.
Right, and obviously, as the public can see, the machines are here, the 3D mammograms, they're up and running, but when will the hospital actually be able to use them, or I'm sorry, the Health and Wellness Center be able to use them on patients?
We'll be doing the 3D mammograms very soon.
Okay, great. So maybe within the next couple of weeks or so?
Yes, that's what we think of, in a few weeks, yes.
All right, well, we're happy to see that, the 3D mammograms are here, many benefits for people, especially getting a more detailed image of the breast, seeing if, there's any possibility that someone has breast cancer. So thank you again, Mary Jo Plebin. Thank you for coming out here today, and thank you all for coming out again here on Community and You.
Four Blooms is now open, 668 North Hunter Highway in Drums. Tuesday's happy hour from 5 until 8 in the bar area. Every Wednesday from 6 until 10 is Martini Night in the piano room. Sip and Savor, Thursday from 5 until 8 in the bar. And don't forget about Sunday brunch. That's Four Blooms in Drums.
Your body was made to move, fluidly and with ease. If the need for joint replacement surgery has stopped you in your tracks, it's time for a plan that can put you back in motion faster. The area's most experienced surgeons, the region's only nationally ranked program. That's Orthopedics in Action at Lehigh Valley Health Network.
Van Hoagland Garden Center is now open on the Lofty Road just outside of McAdoo. Stop in and get your seasonal favorites. Choose from a great selection of colorful poinsettias and holiday cactus.
Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. You'll meet Marlene Dominguez, a very busy mom, employee who had a car accident compounded by a high-risk pregnancy. Fortunately, some of her friends told her about Dr. John. She went to see him. She's feeling so much better, and now she's telling the rest of her family her story this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Officials in Harrisburg gathered today for the 2017 Capitol Christmas tree lighting. It happened at noon in the main Capitol Rotunda. The tree, a 22-foot Douglas fir from Crystal Spring Tree Farm in Lehighton, Carbon County. It's decorated with more than 900 LED lights and more than 1,600 handmade ornaments from senior centers throughout the Commonwealth, coordinated by the Pennsylvania Department of Aging and pre-K Head Start students through Pre-K for Pennsylvania. The governor and First Lady were joined by Santa Claus and many others. In addition to the rotunda tree, there is a 22-foot Douglas fir on the Capitol steps and an 18-foot Douglas fir in Soldiers Grove. The rotunda tree will be lit daily from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., while the Capitol steps and Soldiers Grove trees will be lit daily from 5 p.m. until midnight. All trees will be lit daily through the week of January the 8th. This past weekend, Paws for a Cause for Autism held their annual Santa Paws event and now will be donating the items to the Hazelton Animal Shelter. As you can see, a number of items were dropped off at the event to be donated to the shelter. That's to help out some of the doggies and the kitties that are in need of good homes. And speaking of those cute dogs and cats, it may be a time of year to consider adopting a pet from a shelter. You may want to consider giving a coupon and then taking that person to a shelter later on in the new year to pick out their pet. Also, with the cold winter months, remember that the state has a new law about how long pets can be outside in the cold. A holiday extravaganza takes place this weekend in the borough of McAdoo, and that's thanks to local organizations. Everyone is invited to the free holiday celebration. It's this Sunday from 4:30 to 9:30 p.m. Hosted by the McAdoo Police Department, VFW Post 6708, the Boy Scouts, and Marine Corps League. The VFW on Kennedy Drive will be serving up some hot dogs and hot chocolate. Horse-drawn wagon rides will also be available. Like to reserve a seat? You can call the police department at 570-929-4590. By the way, you can also drop off an unwanted toy for the Toys for Tots campaign at the McAdoo Municipal Building on North Hancock Street. Once again, the McAdoo Holiday event this Sunday, 4:30 to 9:30 p.m. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next here on WYLN News.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. Battles are won within. Over enemies of fear. Enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise of battles won.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazelton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
When is the best time to buy? It's now. The year-end vehicle eradication at Berger Family Dealerships.
2017 Buick LaCrosse, 17% off MSRP, save over $7,000. 2017 Buick Envisions, lease them for $299 a month. 2017 GMC Sierra, high elevation package double cab, lease it for $349 a month.
When is the best time to buy? It's now. The year-end vehicle eradication at Berger Family Dealerships, Route 93, Hazelton.